Hello friends, I hope you all are doing well. We have been spending a lot of time in our wonder story, I Keep Trying, right? We've been reading stories from this big book. Last week we read our very last story in the book. Great job friends following along. So now we are going to start a new big book for our wonder stories. Would you like to see what it is? Drum roll please. It is I Have Feelings Too. All right, so let's have a look at this cover. This is going to be our new new big book that we're going to read from every week. All right, so we're going to learn about feelings a little bit, and our story for this week especially is going to focus on things that you might be worried about and how to not feel worried about things. Do you ever feel worried sometimes? Worried means you might be a little bit maybe you're a little nervous, a little bit scared. Sometimes those are some things you might feel when you're worried. Have you ever felt those things before? Yeah, I know I have too. So let's read this story and we're going to see how our characters, what they're worried about and how they help themselves feel better when they're worried. Let's see. So our story is called What If? It is by Randall Seve. He is the author, which means that he wrote the words. Good job. And then it's illustrated by Charlie Eve Ryan. So if Charlie illustrated the story, that means he drew the pictures. Very good. All right. Oh, look at his face. Does he look a little worried? All right, let's see. Let's see what happens in our story. It's time to fly, says Mama Bird. I can't, says Little Bird. What if my wings don't open? You're a bird, says Mama Bird. Your wings will open. But what if they don't flap? Asks Little Bird. They'll flap. It's what they do, says Mama. Oh, look, he's practicing flapping his wings before he actually tries to fly. So that's Mom. She's helping him feel a little bit better. He's kind of worried about his wings not being able to help him fly. Little Bird feels the tree sway in the wind. Look, he's trying. He hides in his nest and begins to worry. But what if a wind gust blows me away? He asks. You'll ride the wind, then steer back home where I'll be waiting, says Mama. All right, so this is what he's worried about. So he's imagining, he's very worried. He's thinking about that. He's worried the wind is going to be too strong for him. He's worried about that. But Mom is saying that he can just follow the wind and come right back to her. But what if the wind blows our tree down? Oh, asks Little Bird. We'll meet at that big tree over there, says Mama. But what if the crows are in that tree? Asks Little Bird. Then I'll find you in the sky, says Mama. So these are all things he's thinking about. He's worried. So when you're worried, sometimes you can think a lot of things. And so right now he's worried and he's thinking about what if crows are in the tree, or what if the tree falls down? Did those things actually happen? No, he's just thinking, what if they happen? He's getting worried about it. All right, but Mom, isn't she doing a good job of helping him so that he's not worried about those things? She's telling him, even if those things happen, that she'll be there and that there's something they can do. They don't have to be worried about it. There is a solution for that problem that he is thinking about. Little Bird thinks about what his mama has told him. But what if clouds block your view? He asks her. You'll sing to me, she answers. So even if that happens, he can sing to Mama, and she'll find him. But what if there's a big parade on the ground and the music's too loud for you to hear me? Asks Little Bird. You'll wait for it to pass, says Mama. Little bird looks up at the sky and begins to flap his wings. Do you think he's gonna fly? Let's see. But what if, while I'm waiting, I get bored flying around? He asks. What if? Asks his mama. And then off he goes. See, he's gonna give it a try. But he won't get bored flying in the sky. All right, so off he goes and he is going to give it a try now. His mom has answered everything he's worried about, everything he's thought about. She has shown him why he doesn't need to worry. All right, so let's think about some things you might be worried in your own life. Let's look at these friends. What are the children doing in these pictures? What's this little boy doing? He's riding his bike, right? Have you learned how to ride a bike? Yeah, and this boy is riding it with, he's riding a two-wheeler, so he doesn't have training wheels on. And it's okay to have a training wheels on too, because that could be a little scary at first too. So what are some things that you thought about when you were learning how to ride a bike? Were you worried about anything? Were you worried about falling maybe? Were you worried about not being able to stop on the bike and maybe maybe the bike would keep going and you wouldn't know how to stop it? Yeah, maybe. Those are some things that you might think about if you haven't tried riding a bike yet. But how did you, what happened when you tried it? Did those things happen? No, and if they did happen, I'm sure Mommy and Daddy were there to help you. And so that you could learn to get back on and learn how to do it without falling or without, and then you would be learning how to stop. Your parents would teach you how to stop the bike, so that wouldn't happen, right? How about this child? What's he doing? He's learning to swim, right? He's got his floaties on. Yeah, that could be a little scary when you're first learning how to swim, because you might be worried that maybe you'd fall in, and maybe you're just worried that it's just something new. Maybe you're worried it'll be cold. The water will be cold, and or maybe you're worried it'll be hot. But when you try it, you face your fear and you realize maybe there's not so many things to be worried about. Or if you're worried about falling in because you're just starting to learn how to swim, you wear those floaties and then you don't fall in. You float on the top and you stay safe. Good. And how about this person? Can you see what they're doing? She's getting on the bus for the first time. So some of you guys might be doing that next year when you go to kindergarten. So I'm sure Mommy and Daddy are going to tell you how to get on the bus safely and tell you how to do it. So that could be something you might be worried about. Or maybe the first day of school. I know the first day of school can be a little bit nervous. I know sometimes I get a little worried, a little nervous on the first day of school. Do you too? When you're first starting to go back to school? Yeah. So, but after you went to school for the first time, were you still super worried? No, right? You met all your friends, you met your teachers, and you had a great time. We all had such a great time together, right? So just like that, when you try to ride a bus for the first time, maybe next year or the year after that, you might be nervous, you might be worried, you might be excited. You might not feel worried at all. You might be like, yes, I get to ride the bus, because riding the bus is very fun. But before you do it, you might be a little worried. But once you do it, you'll realize that you don't need to be worried about it, and it's nothing to be scared of. All right, so friends, you did a wonderful job following along to our story and thinking about some things that you have been worried about. So what I want you to do, now that we've heard our story and learned a little bit about this, let's go ahead and you guys can draw a picture of something that you are worried about, or something that you have been worried about before, but now you're not worried about it anymore. Maybe you've learned how to do that. So maybe you were worried on the first day of school, but and now you're not worried about that. Or riding a bike, or learning to swim, or maybe trying new foods. You could be worried about trying new foods, something different. All right, friends, so go ahead and draw a picture of something that you have been worried about before. And then you can think about some things that you could do if you are worried about them. What can you do if you feel worried? All right, so you go ahead and think about those things, and I can't wait to see what pictures you draw of things that you have been worried about and how you learned not to be worried about them anymore. All right, friends, I hope you enjoyed our story. I will see you next time. Bye.